Assalamualaikum. My name is Nova Zeka binti Mahmuda, and today I'll be presenting on government strategies for climate urban development, a case study. Let's begin with a quick overview of climate change and why urban areas matters. Climate change refers to a long-term significant changes in the Earth climate system. These are the changes are largely driven by human activity, particularly in the cities. Urban areas are key players in both causing and solving climate change. They are both home to about 50% of world population but account for roughly 75% of global energy use and emission. However, many cities, especially in the developing countries, struggle to take meaningful action. To be effective, climate solution must be embedded across core urban systems like housing, transport, and infrastructure. This integration is crucial for sustainable and resilient cities. There are three case studies that I approach, which are Johor Bahru, Johor, Palembang, Indonesia, and Batam, Pulau Pinang, Malaysia. This is the first climate change challenge in Johor Bahru. Between 2005 and 2014, Johor Bahru emissions rose by over 300%. Despite greater energy efficiency, total emission continued rising and are projected in increase 18.8% by 2035 under a business as usual path. The transport sector really dominates due to private vehicle dependence and poor low carbon option. And the electricity emissions are also high, with Malaysia energy mix still relying on coal. Johor Bahru could cut emission by 24.2% by 2025 using the city level energy efficiency improvement. Though it requires 3.33 billion Malaysian ringgit, the investment pays for itself in just 1.3 years through saving. Transitioning to 600 milliwatt of efficient gas and solar could reduce emission by 2%, while costly at 23 billion of Malaysian ringgit. It lays the foundation for long-term clean energy resilience. Over half of the potential cuts from the transport. Strategy like fuel efficient car improve the traffic system. Cleaner fuel standard offers the highest return. Malaysia's centralized planning limits local control over energy and transport. Federal agencies dominate, making it difficult for cities like Johor Bahru to act independently by themselves. Stronger regional plans like Iskandar's 50% emission intensity goal are promising. However, success requires more autonomy and coordination for local governments. Johor Bahru has a clear solution. City-level intervention are affordable and impactful. However, governance reforms are essential for enabling low-carbon urban transmission. To recap, this is not just a climate crisis in Johor Bahru, it's also an opportunity to them to rethink urban development, empower cities, and make sustainable economy attractive in Johor. The second climate change case study is in Palembang. Palembang, a first growing industrial city in South Sumatra, has been a major rise in greenhouse gas emission, increasing by 148% between 2000 and 2014. If current trends continue, emission could rise another 164.6% by 2025. This dramatic growth is largely tied in industrial expansion and growing energy demand, especially from sectors like fertilizer production. The energy supply in Palembang is really unstable, and many industries rely on diesel generators. These are both inefficient and highly polluting for everyone. The main emission sources are the industrial and electricity sectors, where coal and diesel are heavily used. Without a stable and clean power supply, emission will continue to rise. A key barrier to climate action in Palembang is fragmented in governance. Multiple local agencies have overlapping responsibilities, which slows down policy to the implementation. Additionally, local institutions of Palembang often lack adequate funding, skilled staff, and technical resources, making it difficult to deliver on climate goals without external support. Despite this challenge, Palembang can reduce its emission 24.1% by 2025 through a city-level action like improving the building efficiency and better energy use. The investment around 4.77 trillion Indonesia rupee, it quickly will offset by annual savings of 5.14 million of Indonesia rupee, meaning the payback period is under 1 year only. Long-term emission reduction requires a cleaner grid. Upgrading a gas-fired power plant adding 1,000 megawatts of geothermal energy could cut grid emission by 12.2%. Although this demand is too large investment and a longer payback, it would greatly improve energy stability and reduce reliance on diesel. Industry is the biggest opportunity emission cuts, shifting from diesel to biodiesel and improving the factory energy efficiency could significantly reduce the emission. These strategies are especially relevant for heavy energy users like fertilizer plants and represent practical sector solution. The waste is another area with high potential. Energy from waste technologies and landfill gas capture can reduce emissions and make a waste product. So, the Palembang's partnership with organizations like JICA and its participation clean development mechanism show that international cooperation is already helping advance solution for them. As you can see, Palembang can work alone. Strong coordination between the local, regional and national governments are along with international partners to align with the local to make climate action more effective on the ground. In summary, Palembang has a really big potential and the strategies given to significantly reduce emission. Urban industry, energy and waste sectors all offer cost-effective solutions, but without stronger governance, a support from a higher levels governance and global partners, this effort won't call a full scale. This path forward is clear what's needed now in the committed to act for Palembang. The final case study of climate change in Batam, Pulau Pinang, Malaysia. Batam Pulau Pinang is represent a typical Malaysia urban residential area facing a high energy use. Air conditioning is a major contributor by people, driven by the hot, humid climate. As a result, residential buildings account for over 65% of the city's energy use and emission. Nationally, Malaysia per capita carbon emission reached 7.6 tons in 2021. Mainly due to our reliance on fossil fuels for power and generation. This shows the urgent needs for localized residential focus and solutions. To address this, researchers will explore a digital twin technology, a virtual replica of the real world that simulates and tests intervention before the implementation. It integrates building geographic data, environmental inputs to model energy behavior at both city and building levels. It will makes a powerful tools to identify the low carbon and urban development aligned with the national low carbon cities master plan. Using the software, the team stimulate 3,077 buildings, including over 2,400 residential units. They test various strategies like better insulation energy efficient HVAC system. It is a system, a software, and together with the solar panels. This approach allows planners to assess which intervention deliver the best without disrupting the existing infrastructure, offering practical data-driven support secondary for low carbon policies. The result for all scenarios from the software showed that Batam Pulau Pinang could reduce energy emission by up to 70%, more than double Malaysia National 2030 target. The findings highlight that combining passive and design with advanced technology and renewable energy is the most effective approach. However, the real world implementation requires better data as you see. Financial frameworks and strong coordination between stakeholders. Overall, the study in Batam will prove a digital twin technology can be a transformative tool for sustainable urban development in the future. Urban areas are major contribution for the climate change, especially through the transport, infrastructure, industry, and especially the buildings. Cities like Johor Bahru, Palembang, and Batam really face a challenge like weak governance, limited resources to cater the issue. But smart solutions like digital twins, green buildings, and the renewable energy can cut emission and save the cost. With global support and stronger national policies, cities can lead the way toward a low carbon and a better sustainable future.